Hello, my name is Yadira Medina, and I would like to discuss a multiple baseline design across conditions. The purpose of this study is to determine if background music genres can influence the number of bytes when consumed simultaneously with auditory stimuli. The participant is a 7-year-old female diagnosed with oral dysphagia, characterized by failure to thrive, secondary to sensory processing disorder with no other remarkable medical history. Method implemented was providing an auditory stimulus of jazz music consisting of 102 beats per minute, hip-hop tempo was 100 beats per minute, and rock has a tempo of 100 beats per minute. All genres of music were in D major key and presented via headphones at 75 decibels. The number of bytes was measured using a byte counter. Results indicated that the participant demonstrated an increase in bytes taken when simultaneously paired with jazz music. The purpose of this study is to determine if background music genres can influence the number of bytes with simultaneous introduction of auditory stimuli. According to Feigl, Mulet, Harrington, Humble, and So, chocolate flavor was rated more pleasant with the stimulus of jazz music versus with hip-hop music. Another study conducted by Spence in 2012 identified that environmental sounds can have an effect on feeding behaviors. This investigation aims to determine if by introducing jazz simultaneously while eating chocolate, if the feeding behavior characterized by number of bytes increases. The participant is a 7-year-old female diagnosed with oral dysphagia, characterized by failure to thrive, secondary to sensory processing disorder with no other remarkable medical history. She is currently receiving oral and sensory feeding therapy at an outpatient facility, Stepping Stones Pediatric Feeding Clinic. Stabilization of baseline will be interpreted as the number of bytes, not differentiating by more than 5 bytes per introduction of 1/4 bar of Hershey's chocolate, consisting of 5 fixed size pieces over 4 consecutive sessions without music. The criterion of the condition is established by 4 consecutive sessions of each genre of music, with the number of bytes increasing by more than 5 bytes above baseline while presented with chocolate simultaneously. The participant will be instructed to eat as you usually would and take as much time as you would like. After reaching criterion, a 60-second break will be provided, followed by reintroduction of chocolate pieces without music and reestablishing baseline. The second and third tier of subsequent genres of music paired with chocolate will be conducted in the following session and will follow the same baseline and criterion conditions described above. Introduction of the 3 different types of genres in music, jazz, hip-hop, and rock, all in key of D major via headphones at 75 decibels. The auditory stimuli of tempo for jazz consisted of 102 beats per minute, hip-hop tempo was 100 beats per minute, and rock has a tempo of 100 beats per minute. This has been identified as the independent variable. The dependent variable is the number of bytes will be considered when the participant places the food in the mouth. A byte counter is a watch-like device used to detect and record when an individual takes a bite. The number of bytes will be measured by placing the byte counter on the participant's dominant hand. The chocolate pieces were presented as 5 fixed size pieces with a total of 72 possible bytes. Fiegel, Melanet, Harrington, Humble, and Sow's investigation revealed that a flavor of chocolate was perceived to be more pleasant when eaten simultaneously with jazz music. The investigator of this study claims that upon musical stimuli, the participant will increase the number of bites taken of a chocolate bar. A study conducted by McMauk, Chapelot, and Belize supports the claim that total food energy intake increases while listening to music. Currently, researchers have identified the phenomenon that certain tempos of music have a multi-sensory impact on number of bites taken, perception of taste, and total energy intake. Data interpretation demonstrated that the participant, when provided with a 1/4 bar of Hershey's chocolate, presented in a 5 fixed-size pieces in the absence of music, had between 10 bites and 15 maximum bites. When chocolate was paired simultaneously with jazz music, the participant demonstrated between 30 and 50 bites. The second tier was presented with the auditory stimuli of hip-hop music. The number of bites taken with the auditory stimuli of hip-hop was 20 to 35 bites, and in the third tier with rock music, the participant had between 20 and 25 bites. Although there was some overlap in the number of bites between genres of music, the data revealed that the participant kept increasing the number of bites when paired with jazz. The number of bites with other tempos found in rock and hip-hop demonstrated a peak followed by a decrease in bites over the subsequent sessions. Overall, the participant increased the number of bites when the chocolate was simultaneously paired with music, as Fiegel et al. Study revealed that chocolate was perceived to be more pleasant with jazz music. The increase in gustatory perception may have been correlated with the increase in the number of bites. Future basic research studies are warranted to determine if a phenomenon exists between perception of taste and different tempos of music. A limitation of this investigation was the minimal number of observations conducted while pairing the number of bites with different music genres. Here is a figure demonstrating how the intervention proceeded. Thank you so much. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation.